Over at Marvel, Tommy Boy Brevoort continues to tell us that sales are doing fine, everything's good, nothing going on here, but every single reporting store reported that Batman Lost #1 was their best-selling title of the week. Nothing came close. The metal-linked Hal Jordan and Green Lantern Corps benefited. It beat out Detective Comics. Mr. Miracle continues to outperform its expectations, outselling every Marvel title and The Flash. Only Star Wars and Moon Knight made it into the top 10 from Marvel. I myself have stopped any pretense of caring. I mean, there are some good books at Marvel, but I've stopped saying, hey guys, you know, give them a chance. I have no faith in Marvel Comics anymore. And mainly it's because of what I see on Twitter. And I know I don't like to report on Twitter drama a whole bunch, but man, they do not treat people well. And that reflects in their sales because more and more people are saying, hey, look, if you don't want me, I'm not going to stay. I'm going to go to some place that does. And isn't that the way we should all be? So here's a little shout out from all the comic shops that were involved in this particular top 10. This comes from Bleeding Cool, so take it with a grain of salt, however you want. Usually I pick out a name of the week, but these are the same names. So if you know of an interesting or clever titled comic shop, please put that in the comments below. Let's get these people some shout outs here. Anyway, oh yeah. Also, why don't we get started with the top 10? Number 10 is Titans number 17. 9 is Moon Knight number 188. Lucky number 7 spot ends up at Star Wars number 38. Wonder Woman number 34, or 700 if you're keeping count, is number 6. Number 6 is Flash number 34. Mr. Miracle number 4 takes the 5 spot. The 4 spot belongs to Action Comics number 991. Detective Comics 968, Part 2 of A Lonely Place of Living, takes the 3rd spot. At number 2, we have Bats Out of Hell Part 3, which is Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns 32. And of course, at number 1, comes to no surprise because I spoiled it in the intro, is Batman Lost number 1. So there you go. These are the floppies that are sold to customers. This is what this list represents. So this is the real shopping list. Now, my favorite part of this, of course, is what the shops have to say about the sales for the week. Now, bear in mind, these quotes are not credited any shop, so my speculation on why this is because Marvel can be vindictive and you don't want anybody retaliated against. How many different ways can you type DC is beating the pants off Marvel in my store and keep it fresh? I think Metal might just be the most successful event book we've ever had at my shop in almost 15 years. I've never seen tie-ins getting the boost that these are, and those one-shots are killing it. On the other end, Star Wars cracks the top 10, but is experiencing some fatigue and attrition. Moon Knight had a good showing and was pretty sharp issue, so I hope people continue with it. In the positive for Marvel, I will say I have hopes for Donny Cates, his books at Marvel, and our pre-orders on Ed Piskor's X-Men Grand Design are the highest we've had from any Marvel title in the last year. And I could say I read the Star Wars books. They're decent. I can recommend most of them. I'm not very excited about the Phoenix stories from X-Men or anything like that. I've seen it before. Again and again, Metal leads the charge this week in the FFF Top 10. Now we know what store this is. The top 5 books were DC with Batman Lost and Hal Jordan in the lead by a pretty wide margin. Coyotes was the first non-DC book at number 6. This is a book that'll be generating some buzz in the future, and its first week is off to a great start already. Moon Knight was shockingly the highest-selling Marvel book, as well as the only one in the top 10. I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that it has nothing to do with Marvel's Batman, and everything to do with Max Bemis being the writer. He's one of the few needle movers Marvel has left, and he isn't even exclusive. Dear Marvel, forget Dan Slott. Go for Bemis, please. The only other legacy title to make it into the top 20 was Spider-Man vs. Deadpool, which came in at number 13. Star Wars Runaways and Uncanny Avengers were the other Marvel books in the top 20, and honestly, Uncanny Avengers was a bit of a surprise. With only one issue left, it feels like a bit of a lost cause for a book to start selling well. Gee, shock surprise. Put in some Beast and Wonder Woman and some Wonder Man and other characters that you actually care about, and maybe you'll sell a book. Write it well and it sells. Oh my gosh, who could have ever thought of that formula? On the indie side of things, Sync from Comics Tribe came in from behind at number 20. It's another one of those books that isn't getting the buzz it deserves, but will be a book that people will be talking about as it goes on for the 3 issues it has left. Now, I haven't read this, so somebody's recommending it. If you can find it, by all means. Let's see how it does. I'm all for promoting the indies over Marvel now. With Doomsday coming out at the end of the month, I don't see DC losing the top spots anytime soon. Marvel still doesn't quite know what they're doing, and with the loss of Bendis, even if he wasn't a top-selling name, it seems more and more like they're about to hit a wall. Hopefully Moon Knight can maintain its numbers and maybe even have a few titles join it in the top 10, but when Superwoman outsells Star Wars, the future does not look so positive. And that's something. I never really liked Superwoman. Star Wars is okay, but wow, that's actually a slap in the face right there, isn't it? DC rules again! Batman Lost was number 1 as expected. Marvel only had 2 titles in the top 10. X-Men Gold has regained some energy because of Legacy, and the first 2 issues of Falcon have been strong. Business as usual this week. Batman Lost number 1. This week's metal tie-in soars past the competition as our bestseller. DC as a whole dominated our sales this week, with Action Comics 991 placing twice on our lists, thanks to its lenticular cover. The only almost surprise is seeing Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns number 32 so high on the list, but as it is a metal tie-in that tracks. Marvel titles that did well this week include the Legacy debut of Moon Knight number 188 and Daredevil 595. And once again, my brother reviews Daredevil, says it's excellent. I review Moon Knight, say it's excellent, so those are the 2 Marvel titles to get. DC took 9 of our store's top 10 slots for the week. The only Marvel title that placed was Star Wars number 38 in 9th place. The next Marvel was X-Men Gold in 12th place, with only 3 other Marvels in the top 20. Most of the Marvel Legacy second issues lost 50 to 70% of their first issue audience, indicating that readers didn't find enough interest to inspire them to add books to their monthly reading. And that is a troubling trend. And it is a trend that #ComicsGators, the true believers, the Quality Squad, the Cough Squad, the Ragers, the Frugal Force. That is what we have been saying, and for that we are sexist, and for that we are racist. No, we're just paying the freaking hell attention. And we're saying, well, this is what's wrong. This is what we're told in our comments. This is what we're told is wrong with the industry, with what's wrong with Marvel. No, it's not wrong with DC, although DC occasionally slips, and they need to keep a freaking sharp eye on it. That's for damn sure. But hopefully DC will pay attention to what's going on over at Marvel and keep most of that stuff out of their books. And also, another thing that Tommy Boy Brevoort likes to tell us is that, hey, we're doing great. We might not sell floppies to people, but who cares? 51% of the coming audience in a few years from now, I don't understand his logic, will be buying digital, so let's check those out. Let's take a look at Comixology's top 10 since they are the largest digital comics outlet. At number 10, we have Wonder Woman number 34. Number 9 is Injustice 2, Chapter 31. Number 8 is Titans number 17. Number 7 is The Flash number 34. Number 6, hey, whoop, there you go, Marvel. Star Wars number 38, you're on the list. Congratulations, you came to the party. Number 5 is Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. Number 4, 991 of Action Comics. Number 3 is Mr. Miracle number 4. I've heard a couple of people say good things about this, just a few. Detective Comics 968 takes the number 2 spot. And just like with the floppies, Dark Knight's Batman Lost number 1 is at number 1. So there you go, Tommy Boy Brevoort. your digital sales. One spot belongs to Marvel, the rest is DC. So I pretty much think that Marvel is DC Comics' bitch right now. But look, I'm a fair guy. I'll call it even, man. We'll expand it to the top 20, see how Marvel does. Actually, the next 3 spots belong to Marvel. X-Men Gold is number 11. Ms. Marvel's number 12. And at 13, we have Jessica Jones. So, you know, Marvel is in the top 20. The top 20 Marvel parade is interrupted by Red Hood and the Outlaws number 16 at number 14. Runaways nicks the 15 spot. And then back to DC, Justice League of America, number 18 in the 16 spot, right? There we go. Good Marvel book. Daredevil, stepping up, getting on the top 20 list. Rock on. Beast and Wonder Man helped Uncanny Avengers get to the number 18 spot. And then it's back to DC for number 19 in the Suicide Squad. And then a little fact that slaps us in the face is number 20. The Unreadable Squirrel Girl. It's the 8th highest digital comic sold for Marvel Comics. Ta-da, ladies and gentlemen. That's why it continues to go. Oh, and by the way, number 9 is She-Hulk. It's at number 21 for overall digital comic selling, and it's the 9th highest Marvel digital comic sold. Right in front of, proving that there is no comics god, Moon Knight 188, which everybody's praising the heck out of, and She-Hulk outsells it digitally. Go figure, man. Weird thing is, Marvel had 8 in the top 10, or top 20, excuse me, last week, and now they have 8 this week. The only difference is DC Comics had 11, and Walking Dead took one of the top 10 spots. So, yeah, DC gained, Marvel stayed the same. 8 to 12. Sorry, Tommy boy. DC's kicking your ass. Don't forget to give Sync a try. There you go, gang. That's this week's top 10 or top 20. I wanted to go a little further on the digital comics. Let me know if you like the fact that I expanded to 20 or not, or just want me to stick with the 10. Put that in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, you want to see more, you know the drill. Click like, definitely share, because that gets the word around. And if you haven't done it already, click subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything, because cool things happen here. Also, this is the way we make our living, so if you don't mind supporting us, you don't mind helping to support us and keep the lights on, help us to make these videos for you, go on over to Patreon or VIDME. There's a tip jar in VIDME if you don't want to do the monthly thing. The links are in the description below. We'd like to thank everybody who's already done that. And to everyone, all of the true believers who believe it's okay to tug on Superman's cape, but if you tug on Batman's, he's going to beat the shit out of you. Thank you very, very much for watching.
I know you're gonna dig this.